Hello everyone, Turtleags here bringing you another AFK Journey video. Today I will be talking about Nara, who will be dropping as the first raid-up hero for the Waves of Intrigue season on September 20th. Therefore, I want to make sure that you all understand exactly how Nara works, as well as doing some team showcases in which I demonstrate to you the power of what I believe to be the best Nara team comps that I've seen here on the Pioneer server. So without further ado, let's begin. So Nara's ultimate, the way it works, Crimson Vengeance, is that Nara starts off with 750 energy, so she'll be 3/4 of the way there to casting her ultimate. Basically, she will charge up and then deal 320% plus damage on the target. However, if there's any enemy target that is below 40% damage, she will prioritize that enemy and do 560% damage, but this will be true damage. So she ends up doing more than double damage essentially when she ults on an enemy that is below 40% HP. Now, one important caveat to this ultimate is that in auto battle, this ultimate actually will not trigger if the enemy is above 40% HP. So for this reason, team building for Nara is especially important. You don't want Nara to be the solo DPS. I would jam any Nara team comp with as many damage dealers as you possibly can. So heroes like Berial, heroes like Carolina, Silvina, who else? Igor. Any heroes that are able to soften up the enemies, but maybe not exactly pick up the kill, will be very good for Nara, because anytime Nara is able to pick up a KO, as we will read on later, she does get stronger. So let's keep going here. For Phantom Chains, the next skill, Nara is going to pull a distant enemy hero towards her when there are no enemies within her normal attack range. The target will lose 3.5% HP for every tile they are pulled, so the further away the enemy is, the more damage they will take as the enemy is being dragged towards you with her Phantom Chains. This skill won't defeat the enemy and prioritizes attacking the closest symmetrical enemy hero. And so what this means, actually, when you click on this, there's a nice visual here. So let's say, Nara is positioned right here. She's going to target the closest enemy on the symmetrical tile. So it's demonstrating here that if there was an enemy here, an enemy there, she will drag with her Phantom Chains the enemy that's positioned on this green tile. Now, Killer Kick. Nara kicks a nearby enemy, dealing 130% damage, knocking them into the air and down for 2 seconds. So this is kind of like a pseudo-stunning ability. She then follows with 3 rapid hits, each dealing 80% damage. So, a bunch of hits, basically, while doing a little bit of crowd control, so that's quite nice. Hero Focus. So Nara increases her attack by up to 14% during battle. After an assist or kill, her attack increases by an additional 20%. And I believe this stacks. So as time goes on, the more KOs she's able to pick up or assist with, her attack will go up 20%, then another 20%, then another 20%. So her damage does snowball. Okay, Eerie Execution. This is her EX weapon. After defeating an enemy hero with Crimson Vengeance, Nara releases a 2-tile shockwave. Now this is interesting. Deals damage equal to 8% of the defeated target's max HP to all enemies within the area. The shockwave will also heal all allies within the area by 8% of the defeated target's max HP, which I think is really cool. Like, they didn't need to include that in Nara, but I think flavor-wise, the kind of splash healing that Nara does for everyone after defeating an enemy with her ultimate, I think that is very nice, because she is a Graveborn hero, and Graveborns are all about kind of slowly leeching away enemies' HP. At least that's the case with a lot of Graveborn heroes. The damage dealt and the healing from the skill cannot exceed 600% of Nara's attack. Now, as you level up her EX weapon to 5 and 10, these or the amount of damage you do, as well as the amount of healing, does increase. EX 15 is the next sweet spot for Nara, which is kind of surprising because she's a raid-up hero, not a Celestial or Hypogene. When Nara's energy is full, she casts Phantom Chains on the enemy outside of her normal attack range with an HP ratio below 40%. Okay. I don't know how that adds to the, Okay, chat, maybe you can excuse me, tell me how this is impactful. I actually thought this was already implemented in the ultimate, so I'm kind of confused by that. Okay, and then finally Supreme Plus, Enhanced Force. After defeating an enemy with Crimson Vengeance, Nara instantly recovers 250 energy. So as you can see here, every time she picks up a KO, she gets 250 energy if you have her Supreme Plus, and she also gets 20% attack increase. But of course, if she gets an assist, she also has the attack increase. So that's pretty much her kit. I think it's fairly easy to understand compared to, say, like Sinbad's kit or Dunlinger's kit. So without further ado, let's get right to the Arena PvP showcases. So the first team that I want to showcase is a Nara Silvina combination team. And the reason why I like this style of team so much is that there are very few heroes in this game that are able to surgically target one particular threat on the enemy side that you want to take down. In my case, I'm trying to take down Lily May as quick as possible, because if I can eliminate her, then the only win condition that the enemy has is essentially Scarlita, who's not going to show up on the battlefield until 15 seconds after she's in the air. Now one tricky thing here is that Scarlita is, as you can see here, the one who will be targeted by the chains. However, because Scarlita does go up into the air at the start of battle, I anticipate that Scarlita will become an illegal target, and thus Lily May will be the target of both Silvina's daggers. As you can see, the dagger is pointing on Lily May, and the chains will also be targeting Lily May after Scarlita disappears. So let's go ahead and give this a try. We might not win because this is, unfortunately, everyone and their mom's running Dunlinger, but I think this should still, maybe we can put up a fight, we'll see. What I like about this team is that we do actually have 4 win conditions. We have Doran as a win condition, Silvina, Nara, and Berial. And Berial will not only provide some defense, some offense with his shadows, as well as going one by one stealing energy and thus helping out with survivability, but he also, with his shadows, distracts the enemies as well, and takes offensive pressure off of your other allies. And of course, we do have Ludovic as our premium Graveborn healer. And Nara does do a little bit of healing as well. So let's go ahead and give this a try. I'll have this on slow-mo. I'm not sure how this will work, but if we do pick up a win, that would be quite nice. I am a bit higher in Arena PvP now. Okay, so unfortunately we did not pick up the KO there. Lily May is that OP. And as a matter of fact, I don't think we even dragged Lily May to us. So I kind of wonder if Lily May dodged our Nara as well. Okay, now because I only have one more attack, I'm just going to go ahead and do another team showcase. Don't be too distracted by the losses. I just want you to understand the team composition. Okay, so here is another team composition, basically running Doran, Ludovic, Nara, Carolina, and I have seen teams like this with Berial, teams like this with Dunlinger, but in case you don't have either of those heroes, then you're going to run Igor. Igor, where are you? Yeah, there you are. Okay. And so same idea here. Now in this case, because of the Enlightening spell, Diano won't be the target, or he won't be dragged to Nara, but we will still be able to pressure the Diano. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Okay, yeah. You know what I'm starting to realize from this is that Nara is really a supreme arena PvP hero, not exactly a standard arena PvP hero. But it's so hard to say because everybody's running D&D comps, so it's kind of rough, And you don't really run Nara in a Dream Realm setting, so... but I don't want to film a video where it's like, oh my god, Nara's like the best thing since sliced bread and show you only wins, right? Like, as a content creator, it's very easy to want to do that, but we just have to be realistic here. So you can kind of tell right off the bat that I'm showing you, like, honest opinion, what I believe to be the best Nara teams, and yeah, we're getting our ass handed to us. So what can we say about Nara's viability? Well, with Nara, I think that in arena PvP you're not going to run her. In Dream Realm setting you're not going to run her. AFK stage pushing, you actually won't really run her either, which leaves only one mode where you would actually run her, which is Supreme Arena. Now, I'm kind of hesitant to show you a Supreme Arena, you know, comp or showcase, because the optimal Nara team combination will be different after the Pioneer server is over, because the Pioneer server has not implemented the change yet that they will implement on the global servers on September 20th, or September 19th, which is that you only need 3 heroes to fulfill the faction talent bonus instead of 4. And the faction talent, by the way, is this right here. Alright, so yeah, faction talent, basically the idea is that if you have 3 or more of the same faction, so in this case Graveborn, you get certain benefits. So at the start of battle, the Prime Carrier, who is the hero who you will place in the glowing tile, which I'll show you in a moment, selects another ally in the rearmost position as the sacrifice. The sacrifice loses up to 5% of their current HP every second and heals the Prime Carrier for an amount equal to 100% of the lost HP. Additionally, the Prime Carrier's attack, physical defense, magic defense are increased by an amount equal to 16% of the corresponding stats of the surviving sacrifice. Selects another in the rear. Okay, yeah. And then, you know, as you fill up the skill tree with these right here, these talent orbs, which you obtain by pushing AFK stages, then you can obtain certain stat increases I'm actually not sure if the stat increases for your entire party or just the carrier. It might just be the carrier. Sorry, I should have read this beforehand. Yeah, so this will be changed to 3 when the global server starts. So whatever Supreme Arena showcase I present to you, you got to take it with a grain of salt because we are more limited in the Pioneer server. Okay, it doesn't specify. I don't know if this is for all allies or if it's just the buffed ally. Okay, and then here, as you can see here, healing is increased, and then stats are increased by a small amount. It's not that huge, but just by activating this tree, you do get a decent amount of heals as well as stats. We'll go ahead and attack. So here's the thing about Supreme Arena. It's not. I mean, every Supreme Arena is going to be a little different. Okay, let me just, oh, here's a Nara team. Okay, perfect. So usually I will have Silvina in a glowing tile. This is the kind of team that I typically bring. So I guess this is a different kind of team. Reinier I like because oftentimes people like to place enemies in the tile, right? So it pretty much guarantees that I will have an ally dynamic balancing with whoever is over here. And you know, there's a neat trick you can have with Cecia on this glowing tile, because remember that Mr. Carlisle copies the stats of Cecia. So when Cecia's stats increase from the tile, right, the glowing tile, Mr. Carlisle's stats also increase, theoretically. Okay, and then Greatsword. Don't worry too much about the season artifacts because I haven't figured out which one is the optimal one yet. I wasn't planning to do Supreme Arena showcase, but because our showcase was so abysmal, so we kind of have to do this. Okay. Sure. Let's do something like this.
Follow me.
Okay, I'm going to speed up the first 2, that way we can jump to the 3rd. Okay, that did. I think my enemies are trying to sabotage this video. Alright, maybe our Graveborn team will win. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to be Graveborn versus Mauler. And I'm sorry, I should have paid more attention to what was happening here. Wow, we got totally annihilated. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up the showcase. So what do I think about Nara? I think Nara is a hard skip, sadly. And it's not for lack of trying. Like, these teams, as I was climbing up the ladder, these were the best Nara teams. But just the other factions are just way stronger. Okay, I'm gonna replay this just to figure out what happened. So we dynamic balance Silvina. And yeah, I don't know why our Nara died so quick. It was probably due to an the opponent is running Seth, and also and Soren. Okay, so that wraps it up for the showcase. I apologize. I did my best to make Nara good, but I do have to say her character design is quite nice, and her kit is, I think, a good kit, but kind of like the case with Soren, I think in practice it's kind of disappointing. I mean, I don't think Nara picked up any KOs in any of the showcases. And this was even with bringing allies that could soften up the enemies. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section below if you were able to cook up a Nara comp that can beat Dunlinger Diagonal comps. I personally haven't, or even Mauler comps on Supreme Arena. The Mauler comps on Supreme Arena are pretty insane. I will have a video on that once the main Waves of Intrigue drops on the global server. So anyways, I will catch you in the next video.